Let's do some math. A newer truck can easily be $90,000. If you only carry the minimum $15,000 in property damage, your insurance pays just that, the first $15,000. You're responsible for the rest. Now, it's not a scare tactic, that's simply how liability insurance works. So the real question is, if you totaled that $90,000 truck, how would you pay for the other $75,000? What most people don't realize is their savings, their home, their assets, even their future income could be on the line. I was taught to look at your liability coverage as a wall between your assets and the accident you cause. You want to build the wall high enough to protect yourself from those accidents and liabilities. Collision coverage is a little more simple. If you hit something, a car, a pole, a wall, collision pays to fix your car. Fault really doesn't matter. What you hit really doesn't matter. If your car is damaged in a covered accident, collision coverage steps in. This is a good time to talk about a deductible. As a general rule of thumb, the higher your deductible, the lower your insurance costs. So if you have a good emergency fund and you can set aside, a few $1,000s, you can go with a higher deductible and lower your monthly payment. But if it would be a challenge for you to come up with $500 or $1,000 to repair your vehicle, then you want to come in with a lower deductible. Pick something that makes sense for you. Now, comprehensive coverage is kind of the everything bucket. If it's not in collision, it's probably in comprehensive. Things like hail, theft, vandalism, fire, flood, animals, falling objects, broken windshields, or a few of the claims that fall under comprehensive coverage. If Mother Nature, bad luck, or a raccoon attacks your car, that's comprehensive. Like with collision coverage, comprehensive coverage will have a deductible. So again, choose a deductible that makes sense for you. We talked about bodily injury earlier. Now we're going to talk about medical coverage. Across the country, you'll generally see two main approaches: MedPay in most states and PIP in no-fault states. Here in Idaho, auto policies are built around MedPay, not PIP. MedPay pays medical bills for you and your passengers no matter who's at fault. It's clean, it's simple, and it kicks in fast. It's generally sold in dollar amounts like $5,000 or $10,000, and the value of this coverage is that it's not tied to fault in the accident, so you can get medical treatment quickly. Now here's something most people don't realize. Roughly 1 in 8 drivers nationwide is uninsured. That's where uninsured motorist and underinsured motorist policies come in. They protect you if someone hits you and they can't pay for the damage. And here's the part no one really talks about. Your underinsured motorist and underinsured motorist limits are usually tied to your liability limits. So insurance carriers will typically set them to match what you carry for bodily injury and liability. So you can't protect yourself more than you're willing to protect others. So if you want strong protection for your own family, you raise your liability limits too. Rental car reimbursement pays for rental car while your car is in the shop for a covered claim. But there are a few different levels. If all you need is basic transportation, the entry-level option is usually enough. But if you drive a truck, an SUV, or specialty vehicle, you may want to bump this up. Otherwise, your allowance might only cover a compact car, and that may not fit in your life. Roadside assistance. It's like your big help button. Towing, jump starts, lockouts, flat tires. It's the safety net you don't think about until you need it. Generally, this coverage is really affordable and can be really handy if you're not super handy. Disability and loss of income. A car accident can take you off the road and out of work. Now, most of us don't think it could happen to us, and let's hope it never does. But let me ask you, are you your family's primary wage earner? And would it change your family if you couldn't work for a while? For many households, even a few weeks without income would be a major strain. This is where disability insurance or income replacement benefits come in. Sometimes it comes from the injury portion of an auto claim like uninsured motorist or underinsured motorist. But if you're hurt and you can't work, these policies can make a big difference between a setback and a financial crisis. Some Idaho auto policies will also offer accidental death and dismemberment. This pays a lump sum benefit or you or a covered family member dies or suffers severe injury in a car accident. Loss of limb, loss of eyesight, life-altering injuries. Now, we never imagine something serious like this happening, and hopefully it never does. But for families, especially the primary wage earner, accidental death and dismemberment can provide immediate support when everything else feels overwhelming. It's not a meaningful replacement for life insurance, but it is a great layer of protection in the worst case scenario. Now let's clear up a big myth: full coverage. Technically, there's no such thing. Now, people use the term to describe a combination of liability, comprehensive, and collision policies all wrapped together. This combination is often required if you have a loan on your vehicle, but it still isn't full coverage. It just requires the lender's minimum requirements if you have a loan on your car. As you've seen, car insurance isn't one big package. It's a group of individual products you can put together to protect your family and your unique situation. Your life is different from anyone else's, so don't think in terms of full coverage. Think in terms of the right coverage for your situation. There's one more piece that almost never gets talked about in a car insurance conversation, and that's life insurance. Not because auto insurance replaces it, and not because it's required, but because accidents are still one of the leading causes of death for working age Americans. Across all ages, the leading cause of death in the US outside of heart disease and cancer are unintentional injuries, including motor vehicle crashes. Here's the important distinction. Your auto policy protects against liability, it can pay medical bills, it can replace income in some cases, it can even include a small accidental or death benefit. But it's not designed to replace decades of lost income for your family. Life insurance is. So if you're the primary wage earner or even a significant contributor in your family, ask yourself, if I didn't come home tomorrow, what would happen to my family financially? What would happen to the mortgage, car payments, college savings, everyday living expenses? Auto insurance handles the accident. Life insurance protects the people. Think of it like this. Your liability coverage is a wall protecting your assets. Life insurance is the foundation protecting your family and its future. They do different jobs, but together they create a complete strategy. For many families, a simple term life policy is affordable and can provide hundreds of thousands or even millions in protection. It's not about being dramatic, it's about being prepared. So your car insurance protects you on the road. Life insurance protects the people waiting for you at home. So how do you choose coverage? You don't need to become an expert. You just need a plan that protects your family, your finances, and your future without overpaying or leaving gaps. Remember, you're building a wall between your assets and liabilities that can be created in an accident. Your insurance coverage needs to be high enough so that wall is strong and tall enough to protect your future, your home, your savings, from any foreseeable and reasonable accidents. So now you have a basic understanding of the different coverages that make up an auto policy. So the next step is talking with your agent and putting together a program that makes sense for you. And if you ever have questions, I'm always happy to help. The great thing about insurance is this: when we all have the right coverage, we all have better coverage. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, again, drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to help.